And now it's time for The Late Show with your host, PattyJack.
How's it going, guys? I'm that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed. Hello, name's PattyJack. Welcome to The Late Show with PattyJack. I have a wondrous show for you today. Seriously, it's going to be great. Today, I am joined by Nirukii, and we will be going over a ton of presumably extremely nerdy things, and we'll figure out what that is as we go ahead. And I've also got an exclusive interview lined up with you. Yeah, that's right. It's exclusive. It's going to be great. And it is with Tim Keenan, developer of Duskers, an indie game set to release on Steam pretty soon here. Seriously, it's an amazing interview, so I hope you really enjoy all of the awesome things I got coming up. Alright, so would you like to tell everyone, just for my benefit, I know there's probably people watching yours, the stream of this already, would you like to tell everyone just for my viewers' benefit exactly what you do and kind of give a general overview, just so they know?
Well, right now I'm playing through each and every single Star Wars game made from 1987 to 2016. You know, all of them from the first game to what's probably going to be the last game. Well, yeah, I guess the last Star Wars game that I play, because I'm basically locked into having to play every new Star Wars game. But that doesn't count mobile games, because I do want to complete this challenge eventually. I'm playing through 71 games total, including Star Wars Connect.
Ew, I was gonna say, did you play Star Wars Connect yet? That was literally the first thing that popped in my mind.
I'm playing them in order of release.
Yeah. So where are you at right now?
I am at X-Wing Alliance, which is the last game before the prequels come out.
Oh.
But I did jump around because I did have some problems getting X-Wing Alliance to work with a modern computer. So it's actually one of the many challenges that I encountered while starting the marathon, is just getting these old-ass games to work on new computers.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, but it's also very rewarding when you finally learn a trick or two that, you know, really works well. So that's fun.
Yeah, no, I do kind of a similar series on my channel right now, except it's not limited it's not just Star Wars games, but it's every single game on my Steam list that I've never played before. So I've got like probably 270 games, right? So I'm just going through like I'm like, oh, I have Crisis 2 apparently, and I've never played that. So I boot it up and just play it for like 40 minutes just to say I could. And you find really weird and interesting games. I played what was it, Crimson Clover World Ignition last time, I think. That game is insane. That's like one of those Japanese like shoot 'em up games, right? But it's crazy. I don't know how you would do that. How do you get good at that game?
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely insane.
Those require Twitch-like reflexes, man. That is tough.
Yeah, that's one of those games that you only play. That's like the only thing you ever play. Ever.
Yeah, seriously. Ugh. Like one of those like crazy good DDR guys.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's kind of like the vibe I got from it. Oh, yeah, this is the other question I was going to ask you. What is the first Star Wars game?
The first Star Wars game is... oh, geez, hang on. I have a command here. It is Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. Oh, not 1987. 1982 for the Atari. It's a side-scrolling, like, not even 8-bit game. It's like a 2-bit game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know the one.
Where you go around and shoot AT-ATs, and they take, I think, 20 shots to kill.
Yeah, and you just shoot them.
There is no win. Even
though there's... and you're shooting them down, even though that's totally not in the canon.
Oh, you know. I mean, so far, let's see, I think I tried to tow cable AT-ATs in, I think, 3 or 4 different games now. I hate all of them. I think Battlefront will be the game to do it best. That's the, you know, the first 2 Battlefronts, not the new one, even though that one could do it well too.
What was the one? Yeah, there was one for GameCube as well that had like the Battle Hawk featured. Yeah, that did that one do it all right?
Much at all either.
No, yeah, because
the controls.
Yeah, I remember playing that just like as a young kid, and I thought it was all right, but I also wasn't allowed to play video games then, so I was like sneaking off to friends' houses and playing it. Yeah. I was like, this is amazing, and it's.
I have vague memories of going over to my neighbor's house and playing Tekken.
Yeah. Oh, Tekken, I remember that. What? Yeah, no, I played that. We used to go to this campground, and it had an arcade in it. And my parents didn't like video games. They were like absolutely against them, right? They wouldn't give me
Video games causes mass shootings, apparently.
Yeah.
Even though we all know that it more prevents mass shootings than anything.
100%.
Because video games is what keeps my sanity.
Yeah. So they wouldn't let me play it, and they wouldn't give me quarters so I could like put it in the machine. So I would literally just pretend I was playing playing Tekken all day. And I was like, this is still amazing. And it ended up where I was like, I couldn't move my hands afterwards because they were so cramped up from like holding the joysticks. It was I don't know how I actually ended up being like convincing them to let me play it. But it was quite the time. All right, so yeah, what's the next game on your list right now?
Well, I did go ahead with X-Wing Alliance. I did skip. I played the Episode 1 tie-ins, and Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, has more tie-in games than it has any right to. And all except maybe Jedi Power Battles and maybe Racer are terrible. They are so bad.
So that's Pod Racer, right? You meant?
Yeah. Episode 1 Racer is a Pod Racer game.
Yeah. I have fond memories of that one, too.
Yeah, it's actually... it's also Star Wars' first racing game. Pure dedicated racing. I think... no, actually, Super Star Wars had a...
Yeah. And did KOTOR come out before that or after?
No.
After?
KOTOR comes out in 2003.
Right.
Yeah, and honestly, once I hit KOTOR, the challenge is basically... It completes itself because, then I have Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Republic Commando, KOTOR 2...
There's those good 6 years of absolute gold that came out of Star Wars, then after Empire at War, I still maintain Empire at War was the last good Star Wars game, or maybe Force Unleashed. I liked Force Unleashed.
I definitely have to agree with you with Forces of Corruption being the last good Star Wars game. Speaking of which, I actually did not tag that as a expansion, even though I have a list of games here. And I just realized I didn't tag that as an expansion, and I did the other ones. So, oops. All right.
Oh, that's great.
Honestly, Lego Star Wars. Well, no, Lego Star Wars didn't come out before. No, Lego
there's
Star
a new
Wars
one, right?
Out after,
Isn't there a new one out?
Force of Corruption. Never mind. I mean, I consider that a fun game.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that because I had that one as well. I completely forgot it even existed. I think it's actually sitting on my bookcase over here somewhere, but I can't see it because I have the absolute worst acoustic setup in here. It's terrible. Like
I have 2 copies of Empire at War within eyesight. I have so many CDs of this.
Dude, seriously, me too. I think I have 3 copies of that game at least. I
have 3 copies of that game too, plus the 2-disc standalone expansion.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah, no, I bought it when it first came out, like the physical package of it, and then I lost that. Then I bought Forces of Corruption as a physical package, and then I think I bought it on Steam. And then I found I found it for $5 because I lost the other disc like 2 years ago. And then I tried to play online with someone, it wouldn't let me, and then I bought it on Steam.
Yeah.
I have too many versions of that game.
Yeah, seriously. I have 3 copies of the gold edition because my CD kept breaking.
Yeah.
Or like kept getting scratched or whatever, and I was like, I wanted to stream the game. And like right before I do, I realized that my CD is actually broken, and a fan actually gifts me a Steam copy of the game.
Oh, that's awesome!
I'm very thankful for that.
Oh, I want your fans; they're great. Mine just ask me for games.
My fans are amazing. You hear all these content creators say, "Oh yeah, my audience is great." I really understand why they say that now because my audience is freaking fantastic.
That's awesome. Like I don't mean to. I'm not trying to shit on my audience, but. At least I think twice last week they were like, "Hey, can you get me this game?" I'm like, I could. I could, but I'm not really itching to do that. But I don't know. It's my fault though because I do like random giveaways whenever sometimes I'll just have a game and it'll be in my inventory and I'm like, when did I get this? It's like, hey, who wants it, guys? I don't need another copy of Battlefront 2.
Yeah, once I get 1,000 followers, I'm going to give away a bunch of Star Wars games because it's fitting, right? I'm playing through them all. Not everyone has all of them. Oh
Yeah.
god, I'm looking at my list here. I just realized Yoda stories. Oh dear god.
What is Yoda story?
God.
I've
I
never
need to
heard of
erase
that.
from
What is
memory.
it?
What?
I've never heard of that game. What is it?
You don't want to know.
I do want to know right now.
It is the shittiest Star Wars game of all
Man,
time.
I suffered through Galactic Battlegrounds. I can do it.
Dude, Galactic Battlegrounds is great. It's
Gungans kill me every time.
Fucking Episode 1 Obi-Wan's Adventures and Demolition. I mean, that's a great game.
Dude, I wanted Obi-Wan's Adventures so much when I was a kid. I remember seeing that, and I was like, this looks awesome.
What was it, the Game Boy game, or was it Star Wars Obi-Wan, which came out for the Xbox?
Oh, it might have been Star Wars Obi-Wan then, because I never had a Game Boy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, as my Twitch chat goes nuts, Yoda Stories is the worst Star Wars game. It's a puzzler too, and it's the kind of like Purple Monkey dishwasher kind of randomness that makes no goddamn sense.
Really?
Yeah, it is bad. It's bad.
Like, okay, what type of game is it though?
It's a top-down puzzler. I don't really know how else to describe it there, really.
Like Bejeweled? Star Wars Bejeweled?
No.
Is that a thing? I want that to be a thing.
Well, EA's probably going to make that happen because they do nothing but mobile games now.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, yeah, I guess Battlefront had all the features of a mobile game. Oh, snap.
Oh!
Fight me.
Snap. They tied in a mobile game to the new Battlefront 2.
Oh, God. Hey,
Yeah.
no, okay. On the bright side, though, once Battlefront 2 is released, both those games combined will have half the content of Battlefront 2 originally. So they're getting there slowly but surely.
Well,
it'll cost
consensus that
$300.
I've come to, because I have to form opinions on these kinds of things, because I'm playing through all the games too.
Yeah.
Is it's a good tech demo. It shows what gaming can do, because it looks authentic.
It looks and sounds authentic. When you play it, you're playing Star Wars, and then you play it for 3 hours.
There's no mistaking it. It's just, from a gaming standpoint, from a serious gamer,
Yeah, no,
there's more games worth more out there, and I'm not going to be playing that game in 10 years.
Yeah,
like
no.
how I am with these games.
I give it all the credit in the world. Like, I would honestly say it's probably the best. It has the best sound design I've heard since Bad Company 2.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I would say might be the best looking game of last year, and that's great. All the credit for that. But once you play the game for 3 hours and then you realize that you hip shoot everything, like look. Oh, there's an AT-AT, hip shoot it. Oh, there's a guy, hip shoot him. Boba Fett. Hip shoot him.
Yeah.
And why would you play any other hero than Boba Fett, by the way?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did.
It has its good moments, and I think the AT-AT firing is the best sound effect from any Star Wars game that has an AT-AT in it, because all of them just sound flat. They're like trying to emulate the AT-AT, but don't really come close.
No kidding. My favorite part of that game was, and it sucks that no one ever uses it, but the shield power-up that you place on the ground, and it makes a bubble around you. Yeah, when you're standing inside that thing, and the shots are hitting it and everything. Yeah. Oh my god, it just instant nerdy hard on. Yeah. That was probably the one good thing to come out of episode 1 was that sound.
Yeah, after all the episode 1 tie-in games that I had to play, I think my chat and I came to the consensus the only good things to come from episode 1 is the music, the shield, and maybe the lightsaber combat, because that really set the stage for everything up till The Force Awakens in terms of lightsaber combat. Yeah.
The thing is, like, I love the lightsaber combat in episode 1 because it was cool looking, it was choreographed, right? But I do actually prefer the grittier version of it in The Force Awakens, personally.
I mean, to each their own, honestly. It just felt sloppy to me, but I know why it is. I know everyone keeps telling me, oh, no one used the lightsaber in like 30 years. I know. Trust me, I know. But yeah, no, it's
No? What is your general opinion on The Force Awakens?
It's a fan movie, honestly. Like, all the new stuff, it's just fandom to me, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it was very much similar to A New Hope, and I think they had to, personally.
Yeah. Well, no, they had to play it safe.
Yeah, and I think...
Otherwise, you know, like, making a new movie in Star Wars, you're going to get criticized out of the way, you know. You're either going to be criticized for saying it's too much like this movie, if you know, do it the way they did in Episode 6, for example, or Episode 4, excuse me. Or you could do something riskier and be like, oh, here's a new story, you know, with new characters and, you know, new plot, and it's not Episode 4, totally. And then you have people going, well, this is just the better version of the prequels. This still isn't Star Wars, you know? I mean, you have to play it safe.
Yeah, and I think that going forward, they have a lot more... I think they got out all their fan service, or most of it, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
So I think going forward, we'll see a little bit of a difference, and that would be really nice. All right, so I've got a question for you, and I've been thinking about this for 5 minutes. I'm trying to think about what the name of this game is. Since you're going through all these games, what's the game that takes place, I think, on Naboo, where the Gungans are trying to, like, rebuild everything? And you get to, like, make your own creatures and stuff, like Zoo Tycoon, but with Gungans.
That's Gungan Frontier.
Okay, thank you. I've been trying to find that game for years. I played it once as a kid, and I still remember it, and I want it so bad. Have you gone through it yet?
I tried to get it to work, but it's just not agreeing. I don't have the actual CD, so I'm kind of going to, like, questionably legal websites.
I mean, that would count as abandonware. I doubt it's easy to find it.
It is abandonware. You can't go anywhere except for maybe eBay and drop like $500 on the game.
Yeah, don't let Blizzard know that, though. They'll shut you down. Oh, snap.
Well, this isn't Blizzard. This is LucasArts. All they care about is the copyright on my games.
Oh, no kidding. Dude, the one copyright strike I've ever got on my channel was from LucasArts, and then they shut down a month later. I was not happy. Dude. So I couldn't even dispute it because they weren't a company.
Oh man, I tell you, the most, like, frustrating part about this marathon isn't trying to get old games to work. It's not playing through the bad games, because even the bad games are fun to stream through and just be like, oh my god, this game is so bad. Look at me, this is miserable. Not look at me, look at the game, it's so miserable. You know, why did they even publish this piece of garbage? Looking at you, Yoda Stories. It's the copyright, honestly.
Like
there
the
is
music?
no fair use when it comes to Star Wars games.
Mm-hmm.
There is absolutely none.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as soon as you think about it, like, I would imagine dealing with just the music in those games is absolute hell.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Is that the big one for it?
It is absolutely a big deal. Like, it doesn't matter if it's an 8-bit remix of the Cantina theme.
Oh my god.
YouTube will copyright that, as I learned. So that's why all of my content is staying on Twitch instead of YouTube, because I as much as I'm not doing, well, as little as I'm doing on YouTube, I still like my channel. You know, I think I made a name for myself. But my channel is slowly being shut down by YouTube because of copyright.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah. YouTube,
well,
fix your shit, please. Yeah. Plox. I mean, they did that. What did YouTube do recently? They like updated one of their clauses or something. So like, if someone like claims your video, they can't instantly get the money. It can be held for that 30 days. Yeah. So whoever ends up with it afterwards gets the cash, which is nice. But then that's a whole different thing than getting actual copyright strikes.
Exactly. Well, yeah, no, there's that. And they're basically saying, hey, we fixed it, when really they didn't fix anything. You know, at least for what I care. They fixed troll claims, I think. They fixed troll claims, but not fair use. There is no fair use still. Even though they say they... I mean, it's a step in the right direction. Maybe. But other than that, it's like, it doesn't, I don't know. I can go on about this for hours, but I mostly blame the fact that the Copyright Act that YouTube has to abide isn't made for a 21st century world.
No, absolutely not.
It was written in the 20th century, not in the 21st. It was written before the digital age.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you go through all of these problems with YouTube, and then as soon as you're in a different country as well, everything changes for me. I mean, because because you're in the States, so you get like you get all your fair use crap. In Canada here, we get fair dealing, which is slightly different. So that kind of throws a wrench that I have to be considerate of as well, because it's a little bit less. It's just a little bit less free in how I can use things in like parody and satire.
Yeah.
So I have to be like even more careful about that, and especially if I'm doing like a movie review or anything, I have to be like absolutely like on point with what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
So it's crazy. I did the Ewok movies pretty recently. I'm touching on those now. I'm trying to get a full review done, and I haven't found the time, but I've got it. The movie now. And I'm trying to get the time. They're so.
I heard those are almost as good as the Star Wars special or the holiday edition.
Yeah, I did do a countdown of the top 5 worst Star Wars movies.
I bet episode 1's on the top of that list.
Episode 1 is number 5.
All right, that's fair.
Because
that's fair.
And as much crap as I give episode 1, as much as you might hate me to say it, it's my favorite prequel.
Really?
Yep. I will admit that episode 3 is a better movie. Episode 1 is still my favorite prequel, and episode 2 is hot garbage, and there's nothing redeeming about that movie ever. Alright guys, we're getting back into probably the nerdiest podcast I've ever done in just a little bit here, but right now I have an exclusive interview with you. Yeah, that's right, you heard it, exclusive, with Tim Keenan, developer of indie game Duskers, set for release later on this week, so check it out, here it is. Hi everyone, PattyJack here, otherwise known as Chris, and I'm joined today by Tim Keenan. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Right, so
thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So you are an indie developer currently working on a new game right now. Would you like to tell us a little bit about what you're working on?
Yeah, we're just about done, and maybe by the time this is out, we will be done with Duskers, which is it's always a little bit difficult to describe. Basically, you pilot drones into derelict ships to try and figure out why everyone is dead. And you do that with a command line interface. And so it's kind of like a survival horror, roguelike, dungeon crawler, squad-based, real-time, weird game.
It is a big mishmash of things. That seems to be the trend over the last few years, right? You make a game, it's like, oh, I want to do this, 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 and this. Oh, this is really cool now. Let's roll with it, right?
Yeah, well, I think with all the games that are coming out and all the really cool games that are coming out, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, well, that's been done and that's been done. So, you know, when you want to, especially as an indie, when you want to just kind of take a chance and do something, it's like, you know, it's harder and harder. So now you've just got to kind of start throwing in command line interfaces and stuff.
Yeah. How big of a chance do you think it is going into like independent developing right now? Because you do have like a history and a background with larger companies and even working kind of in like the movie industry as well. Is it a big change up going into indie developing?
Actually, so it's interesting. It definitely is, and it isn't. I started in like AAA games at Rainbow Studios, and I made the transition to film. And it was a transition because certain things are different, but there are a lot of things that are common across them, right? You're both using technology to create like a visual end goal. It's just that in film, the visual is the end goal, and in games, someone can go left and see what's over there. So that obviously makes the process quite a bit different. So there are like a few really important things that you've got to kind of wrap your brain around when you move from one to the other. But they're both, I'd say they have more in common than they do, you know, not in common when you compare it to obviously like other jobs. Like real jobs, like, yeah. Like real jobs where people work and do.
People, when we go, like not saying you don't do 9 to 5, but it's like, yeah, you go out and like, yeah, like just more general jobs that people would expect people to have, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife mentioned that like the other day. She was just like, because someone was in like a regular work environment, and like I was like, wow, I realized like I've only like worked in like game studios or film studios where I like wear shorts and, you know, a t-shirt and, you know, like hang out with a bunch of odd people, and she's just like, yes, you have not had the common experience of most of the working people in the world.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I mean I just got out of college, but what I did before that was I was working at a grocery store, right? So they make you wear like your uniform and everything, but I just got a job at a radio station as well. So now I'm going in kind of getting the same experience where it's like I don't have to like be wearing that suit and tie all the time. I can walk in, no one gets to see me when I'm doing the radio. So
Right.
when I'm on the radio, so I can kind of wear my t-shirt. I can wear my Dragon Ball Z shirts and all that. Do whatever I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, see, I used to wear like a shirt and tie when I wanted to freak everybody out. They'd be like, all right, it would either be, okay, is it a funeral? Are you interviewing somewhere? Or are you gonna like shoot us all? Like, what's going on here?
Awesome. So, you guys have developed a couple other games now. Is it just you developing these games, or do you have a team, or kind of how's that going?
So for the first game we did, called The Virus Named Tom, it was myself and my wife, and then we brought on some contractors. And then for Duskers, since then we've had a kid, and independent game development isn't exactly a gold mine. Holly went back, and she's still doing full-time work. So I kept Jeremy, who was our main developer, and some of the core team, and then we brought on some new people like Brendan Morrow, who's doing art, and who had worked on Cogs, and
I played Cogs like a month ago. That was a good game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he actually had done Cogs, and then he moved over to Extrasolar, which is like a web game where you're actually moving drones or rovers around on like planets, and so he might be burnt out on drones, but yeah, fortunately he like was available in the middle of the project because Jill Ogle had started the game, and then she went off to make Twitch controlled robots, which is really cool. Some more robots.
Twitch controlled robots? What's that? Is that like a game run by Twitch, like the website, or?
No, so it's like a startup that she created. She started making these little robots that you could control over Twitch, and log in and move them around. And so we'd have them moving around the office. It was pretty weird.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we actually did a Duskers live. We had a top-down camera on all of her drones. We turned out the lights and we put glow sticks around, and we had like scan lines, and I was interacting with people as they like moved the drones around, and we had like a little fake enemies and stuff like that. It was really weird. I don't know if have you ever seen the live Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode?
I watched. Is that one of the newer seasons? I haven't seen the new seasons.
No, it was that one where the joke was like, you have to pay the troll toll to get inside this place.
Oh yeah. Because they toured with that, right?
Yeah, so they did like a live performance, and I think this was even stranger, but it reminded me of that, where like creating my game in the real world and then having people interact with it and creating like a stage performance of it was like, it's an experience that I had never had, and it was kind of amazing. So I thought that was really cool. We did it on Halloween. So she had originally started with me and done the original artwork for the game, and then had gone off to do that, which is kind of funny because it's a little bit like Duskers in real life. So then we got back together and did that for Halloween. I thought that was pretty fun.
That's amazing. So getting back into Duskers itself, like what was the inspiration to really make the game? Like what was the thing that made you say, hey, this is an amazing idea for a video game? Because it is so different in how you control it than a lot of other games that I've seen, even things similar in genres.
Yeah, I think what happened is that with that game, so I designed games in like a variety of ways, and Duskers, I think more than anything, was designed around like a feeling, was designed around like an experience that I wanted to have, and I always wanted I thought it would be really cool if you docked with this ship and you sent in these drones, and you couldn't, like, it wasn't you in there. You were looking through the camera feed, a lot like, Gorman and like Aliens or something like that, where he has all the feeds from all the Marines. And what a heightened sense of tension there would be when you couldn't see things very clearly and your tech was kind of broken down. I always loved like Cowboy Bebop and the Millennium Falcon and all these things where there was this future, and instead of being like sexy and bright, like things were breaking down. Just like today, like if you traveled into the future from like 50 years ago, you'd be like, oh my, like look at all this technology, but like there's still cars on the road that are like crappy, that break down. So I was always kind of obsessed with that, and so that's where the kind of design of the game came from. So that's why I think it ended up in such a strange place, is because instead of like really focusing on a mechanic, or an existing game that like I wanted to make better or whatever. It was just kind of designed around that feeling. And so we just kind of meandered around, like bumping into walls, being like, well, that's not fun. That doesn't work. And it makes for a longer design process, unfortunately. So, I mean, it did take us from start to finish about 3 years. But at the end of the day, we were able to find something, and that something was, I feel, unique. And that was really cool.
Yeah, the thing when I was playing it, and this is just my absolute first impressions of it. When I was playing it, I was really feeling like when I was sitting in front of my computer screen, and I was typing in the commands and everything. Like I felt almost like a hacker, you know. If I felt like I was at parts in the ship, you know, it was kind of like an immersion without trying to immerse me. Like where it wasn't trying to immerse me where the drones were. It was trying to immerse me where I was controlling them. If that makes any sense, right?
It makes complete sense, and the best thing a lot of times when you design anything creative, like you have a goal, right? Like I want them to feel this or that, and it's kind of, maybe I'm bad at it, but I feel it's kind of rare that you actually nail that, right? It's very rare that like someone's like, oh, like in that scene I felt really like a sense of loss, and in this scene I felt like elated, and you know, it's really difficult to do. And so I think the best compliment I ever get is when people say that, because what I really fought for with Duskers a lot is that sometimes, like, I like to call it like putting a stake in the ground or setting a course or whatever you want to call it. Like there have to be these kind of design pillars that you kind of build the game around, and you can always move them, but it just makes everything easier. And one of the principles was this sense not only of like realism, but of not tearing down that fourth wall. Like a lot of people wanted, like at the beginning, because people weren't getting the game, they wanted me to show this bank of monitors and like have the camera like be you sitting down in front of it. And to me that felt like, I don't like that in games when like I wake up and I move my head and stuff like that, because that's not me. I'm not doing that. And so for me, I was like, no. The monitor on your laptop or on your computer, that's your monitor. You're in the spaceship. Like you're hitting keys on your keyboard, right? So everything that you're doing, like if I put a fake crack on there, or I had camera shake when like an asteroid hit or whatever, it's the same thing. And I'm kind of going on a tangent here. It's the same thing when I'm playing a game and like mud splatters on the screen, or there's a like camera lens flare, right? It's fine if I'm playing a racing game and I'm like, oh, that's really visceral. But like if I'm playing a game where I am the protagonist and they do that, I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm sitting here on a camera like 10 feet behind them, and that's why mud got on my camera, because I'm not that person. So all that stuff. So I believe that kind of can take you out of the game. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to keep you in there. And so the only way that I could do that with my budget was exactly that. I was like, because the game, you're sitting at a computer, at a keyboard, I don't have to make that. You're already doing that. And it's amazing to me when I hear people say that they set the game up and they put their headphones on and they turn off the lights and they imagine that that's their monitor in this ship. I've even had a developer friend, it blew me away. He said that he would turn off the lights and set everything up because he has it set up in his basement.
Yeah.
And he would walk upstairs, and then he would open the door and walk down the steps as if he's like going into his ship. And that's like the most amazing thing to hear. And so it felt kind of risky when we were doing it a little bit, because it was like you're kind of going all or nothing.
Is it too much? Is it too little type of thing?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, because at first people weren't getting that. Like we weren't conveying it well enough, because they were like, where am I? What am I doing? What is going on, right? And then with the logs and with some, a little bit more, glitches, and with the BIOS, like, or the boot screen coming up and all that stuff, like it started to be like, oh, this is a computer that I'm sitting at, so it was really cool. A little inspiration behind that was actually, I think it's called Memories of a Broken Dimension.
I've never heard of that one.
I sat down and played that a while back at at I think like PAX 6, or there's a little side thing off on PAX one time, and okay. I'm the developer, and it was kind of an inspiration. And the same thing with a game called Capsule. Capsule also had an incredibly gritty look and feel, and it just, like, they did the monitor bend, they did everything, like the refresh line, And because they just went 100% there, it was amazing. And Adam Saltzman had done that, and actually Robin Arnault had done the sound. And amazingly enough, toward the end of Duskers, I was able to get Robin to come in and help me with some sound design type stuff. I wish we had more time and we were able to get more of that work in there, but at least it added a little bit more depth to the sound design when you're driving around on the drones.
Yeah, definitely. I think that you did kind of nail what you were going for. I mean, just considering that what I said before kind of mirrored exactly how you explained how you wanted everything to happen. Because like we hadn't talked about that at all before this interview. So I think you actually did kind of nail it. And again, that's just because I've played the game, like I've only played like an hour or so of the game right now at this point, because my schedule's been absolutely insane. But that is what I've been getting so far. So I am interested in playing more, and and that's a hard thing to get someone, especially like me, to do, because I jump around from things like 20 minutes go by and I'm like, I want to play a different game now,
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is. So right. No, I think you have done that. All right, so I think that's a great place to kind of end it off, and I would love to give you the opportunity to kind of plug Duskers and plug the other things you do, because I know you're active on YouTube as well, and you're doing you're doing tons of stuff all over the place. So everything you got, just throw it out there, do it.
Well, Duskers is going to be available May 18th on Steam, Humble Store, GOG, and off our website for $20. And I do YouTube videos. I was better at it before, but definitely when we do updates to the game, I hop on YouTube, and we're Misfits Attic on the Twitter and such. So thanks so much for having me. It's always fun to talk about my game, especially with people that like it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. That's fantastic. Thanks to Tim for giving me that interview. He was a really great guy, great sport about it, and I hope to do more things with him in the future, because it's always nice to have nice people. Here's back to the podcast with Nirukii.
Well, to counter that, I got introduced to Star Wars through Episode 2, so I always have a little bit of bias, even though I know it's a bad movie when they're not shooting. And I was like...
And that's 90% of the movie. This is
actually pretty cool, as a 10-year-old kid. Be like, there's people shooting each other, great. And it also introduced a lot of the lore.
Yep. That's also, fine.
Yeah.
I went to see all those movies in theaters. I have sitting on my bookcase right beside me a giant clone trooper helmet that I got out of a cereal box that is about 3 times bigger than any person's head. So when you put it on, you look absolutely deformed, and it's hilarious.
Nice.
So I was super into that movie when I was a kid. I own it still. I got all the movies. I used to watch it all the time. But I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, no, totally.
And every time I watch it, I get to the scene where Padme and Anakin are riding on that, the space cow aardvark thing. Oh, and he falls off of that.
Called? I don't know.
It's the space cow aardvark, and I turn it off then.
Aardvark.
And, I mean...
I hate sand.
It's coarse and it's rough. It gets everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of joking about that going on my channel.
Yeah, so
Oh, man.
I put the first Ewok movie at number 4, and then Episode 2 at number 3. Seriously.
Well, to be fair,
I got more enjoyment out of the Ewok movie.
In Episode 2. I think
I'll take trade disputes over I hate sand literally any day. Seriously,
I don't know. Everyone's all hating on Christensen's acting. Try and deliver that line.
No,
well.
I'm in complete agreement with you. I don't think Hayden Christensen was that bad acting wise.
He's a great actor.
He plays the exact same character in Shattered Glass, and
I honestly,
it is perfect and it's fine. But I agree with you, the line delivery and everything, but there's no way you can save it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
The Mustafar duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan, I guess technically Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan, if you want to be PC about it. I guess. Hayden Christensen acted that well, really well, especially the end.
Yeah, no, and I even think that in Episode 2, when his facial expressions and stuff are on point.
Yeah,
it's just there was just nothing. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe that
even
movie.
Harrison Ford was like, George, you can write this, but you can't act this.
And like it was a soap opera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was what Star Wars was originally supposed to be. It was supposed to be a space opera.
Yeah.
It's not a science fiction. It's a science fantasy.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine, but I don't mean soap opera like just how it's portrayed, even though that is a part of it. I mean like even down to like how it was shot, you know?
Definitely.
Every scene in that movie, someone's sitting on a couch. Then it goes back to the other person standing there.
It's a
then
sitcom.
It goes back to then it goes back to them up and looking out a window. And that's like the majority of the scenes in the movie. And I didn't come up with that myself. I will totally admit I saw that on someone else told me that on a YouTube video. I can't remember which one. It might have been Red Letter Media. It might not have been. It might have been Belated Media. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
someone's in the chat. A long time ago in an opera far, far away. Yeah, and then they eventually do go to an opera.
Yeah. And that was the greatest scene in one of the movies.
Yeah. Well, I think oh shit, when Anakin is like he's supposed to be in the Jedi Council chambers and like he's like looking out in the distance in episode 3. Oh man, the music in that was just like, oh man, that was legitimately stressful seeing that in the movies. You're like, no, Anakin, don't do it. You're gonna go to the dark side and you're gonna kill everyone.
What was Yoda and Sam Jackson? What were they doing? Like they did nothing.
That's a good question. I don't remember off the top of my head.
They sat and they walked. That's all they did.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what they did?
Ugh, it bothers me. Yeah. Oh my god!
I think they were going to Emperor Palpatine. Well, Chancellor Palpatine.
They don't do nothing. I just had an amazing thought though. I want like Football Manager, but as a Star Wars game and about like trade negotiations. Like Space Trader, but Star Wars.
Yeah.
Holy, I would play that all day. Absolutely all day. That is a game.
Really dangerous, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, that would be
Honestly,
amazing. Where are the
market for Star Wars games? Like, I want to see a new Jedi Academy. I want to see a new X-Wing. Actually, I wouldn't have said that. I want to play a new Star Wars flight sim. If I wasn't doing this marathon, I'm really enjoying X-Wing Alliance right now. It's like, a lot of fun to play.
Yeah,
and I honestly wouldn't have played that if I wasn't doing this marathon.
I would love a Star Wars flight simulator. Obviously, I don't want it to be super realistic. I'd love it to be like more arcadey. Yeah, but I mean, VR's out now.
That's true.
Guys, EA, whoever, Disney, I don't care who has it. Just give somebody the rights to make a flight simulator.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
EA doesn't want to make money from Star Wars. If they did, they would give us Empire at War 2, Republic Commando 2, Jedi Knight, another one. It's like 7 now. Maybe another Super Star Wars. I don't know. I like Super Star Wars. KOTOR 3. Well, KOTOR 3. I got Sudor. I mean, Battlefront was a step in the right direction, but that wasn't what people wanted. Another game, slogan? Something like Star Wars PlanetSide 2, that would be amazing.
Oh my god, yeah. No, and for a while I was saying that PlanetSide 2 was the best Star Wars game in 5 years.
Yeah, I think so.
And I guess I'm still saying that because I still don't really like a lot of new Star Wars games. I would still say PlanetSide 2 is a better game than Battlefront.
Yeah. That's a good point, though. Someone did point out they are making 2 more Star Wars games. One is unannounced, and it's made by
Visceral, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be awesome. I'd be super pumped for that. Hello, you there?
Hello. Yeah.
Hi.
What?
I thought you dropped out. I don't know.
No, I didn't.
I don't know what's going on in my own podcast or this is our podcast now today.
You're mine now.
You don't know the power of the podcast. What was I gonna say? Oh, I had something. What? Okay, here's a question for you. Sure. Did you think 1313 was going to be good?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Really?
Whenever Star Wars goes on like a darker, mature path that isn't like Force oriented, like, oh, Jedi are good, Sith are bad. Oh, look at this Jedi coming in, he's gonna save the world. Whenever they don't do that, whenever it's like really grim and gritty, something like Death Troopers or Republic Commando, Star Wars absolutely nails it. So I absolutely believe 1313 would have been great.
I am on the absolute opposite end of that train.
Really?
Yup. Huh. And this is mostly because I absolutely despised LucasArts. I did not think
despise them anymore because they're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's Lucas Games.
And
no, Lucas.
It was LucasArts. It was Lucasfilm and LucasArts, right?
LucasArts. They are yeah, that's right. It was LucasArts, not Lucas Games.
Ha! I just beat the Star Wars guy at trivia.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I'm taking that win. I win the podcast. It's my podcast again. I want it back.
Do it.
Yeah, I just like LucasArts. To me, I never saw them as a good developer in their later days. You know, Monkey Island or whatever
that's
was.
Why they got shut down.
Yeah,
and they got shut down. They were so indecisive.
So by that logic, after Force Unleashed 2, getting 1313, I was just like, eh. I felt like it was gonna try to be Uncharted in Star Wars, and that would be great. That would be awesome. But I didn't see them having the talent to make that good.
Yeah, I mean, the sound design looked good, and what the what was it? I forgot what I was trying to say. Oh, some of the like script that they released after 1313 got trashed. That actually looked pretty good. Like the bounty hunter, which was eventually revealed to be Boba Fett, even though he wasn't supposed to be Boba Fett, and then he was, and then he wasn't again. Thanks, Lucas. Like there was someone like trapped in an escape pod or something like that, and he's the bounty hunter throws in a thermal detonator, and then launches the escape pod, as the guy's like screaming, and then blows up.
That's amazing. I love it.
That's why I think 1313 would have been a great game.
Well, I mean,
stuff like that, like down dirty Star Wars. I love it, you know.
Hey, I liked the Force Unleashed 2 storyline for what it was.
I actually haven't played that yet.
And the game unfortunately is trash. You know, yeah. I like the first one, and then this one came out. There's a 2-button combo in that game that will kill 90% of enemies. Even ones that you're not able to hit with normal attacks.
Nice.
It is absolutely trash.
Nice.
I'll never forgive them.
There's some pretty trashy Star Wars games that I've played through, like Star Wars Masters of Terras Kasi. Oh boy,
I was actually a
surprise to play, but it was. Man,
is that the fighting game?
Describe Masters of Terras Kasi. It was a shitty good game, I guess. Like it wasn't a good game, but it wasn't enough to be a shitty game. You know, it was a good bad game. It's a fun game to, like, you know, boot it up and be like, oh yeah, you know, this was cool, I guess. Like it was also my second fighting game that I ever played. First one being Mortal Kombat 9.
So that was the Star Wars, the fighting game.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I've wanted to play that for a while. It looks absolutely like just stupid fun to play with someone else, right?
Star Wars, which is what a lot of people were asking for at the time. And then they got that, and they're like, "Oh, I'm cured."
And it had like tons of like the Legends canon in it, didn't it?
It had prequels because the sequels, or no, not prequels. Original trilogy, because the prequels didn't exist yet.
Yeah, but isn't like really Mara Jade in there and stuff?
Like, you know, it's Star Wars games really change before and after the prequels come out, because, like, I'm playing through X-Wing Alliance. And, like, some of the, like, terminology and, like, some of the back lore that they put in that game is so different to, say, Galactic Battlegrounds, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like, not fleshed out, but it feels more Earth-like than science fantasy that Galactic Battlegrounds is. And I still need to play through Force Commander and Battle for Naboo.
Yeah.
But
Well-
the new Star Wars, post prequels, I guess. It's weird to say, but stuff like that is like, it's different, I guess. I don't know how to put it really.
Well, like if you look at Star Wars, the original movie, it was actually based off what was that? It was like the Hidden Fortress or something. It was like a Japanese movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the original trilogy was more almost Western like at some parts too.
Yeah.
So it felt, and like they go to like the ice planet, the forest planet, or whatever, but they could get a lot more crazy with it in the prequels, right? So it expanded it beyond just what you assumed Earth always looked like,
Yeah, definitely.
So it explodes everything, the whole universe, as this crazy different thing.
Yeah, well, I think they also had a lot more liberty with what they want to do because of the dawn of CGI.
Yeah.
And, passable CGI, too.
Mhm.
So...
I mean, Episode 1 especially was George Lucas making the movie he wanted to make.
Yeah. And
whereas...
I think there was also a couple people theorizing that it was actually a reflection of his love life.
That's weird.
Prequels, the prequels were made more for him than for the audience.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, credit to the guy. He got to make something that he wanted to make completely.
Yeah, I mean, that's every creator's dream, honestly.
Yep. I mean, he managed to put together A New Hope, and then they realized, hey, let's give it to this other guy to make the other one. The best one. So, yeah, I don't know. Lucas, he just needs to... I'm glad that he's distanced himself and he's realized that he has fulfilled his dream now, and he can let the fans have theirs. He
has fulfilled his destiny as every Star Wars character with any modicum of Force power would say.
Or now that we've got more people who are doing, say, I'm not gonna say better things because that's up to your own personal interpretation and opinion, right? But I'll just use the quote. There is another, and they are someone who's actually doing something, unlike Leia.
About who Snoke is.
Apparently, he's not Plagueis.
People are going off no, it's actually confirmed that Snoke is not Pelagius.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw theories like Tarkin is Pelagius. There's someone here. Lando is Snoke. Or no, not Tarkin is Pelagius. Tarkin is Snoke.
Mm-hmm.
Snoke is Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
There's just these totally baseless theories, and then there's some of them that that people actually try to put some actual theory behind,
some
I've
seen all those
evidence, and then they just say they put that along with Tarkin being Snoke. It's just great. I love it, honestly. This is exactly how I believe people felt after the original Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't love the new movie, it has completely reinvigorated everyone's imaginations about it, and that's amazing. I think my favorite fan theory right now was that because J.J. Abrams has done time travel before, then then it means that that Snoke is actually Kylo Ren from the future who goes back in time. And they're like, well, at the end of The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren gets a scar that looks almost like Snoke's. I'm like, oh no, that's almost logical, but it's completely not. Oh,
that's great. That's great, man.
Or then there was Snoke is Anakin's dark side, whereas Anakin's light side is going to be a Force ghost in the next movie, which I think would be amazingly
Anakin was
cool.
actually supposed to be in Episode 7. There is concept art of a Force ghost Anakin, of him battling the light side and dark side within him. Yeah. And it actually looked pretty cool. But there just wasn't a place for it. So
now maybe that'll happen in the next one. We don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know. There was apparently some stuff where they got some photos of Kylo or Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill all on the same set a couple days ago. So that could be something neat. They all went over to Ireland where they shot the Octu. The Octu things.
It's not a surprise.
No,
I think they're making an episode 8 because they said they were making a trilogy when Disney acquired Star Wars.
Yep. Well, we know they're making episode 8, but
these series like, oh man, these guys were here. Well, no shit, they're in the movie.
Yeah, but they're all together now. All the main characters have a scene together, though.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna see each other. Whoa.
I'm calling it right.
It's almost like Luke seeing Darth Vader.
Oh my god!
Place at the same time.
Holy.
Who knew? Wow.
No, my theory right now.
So insignificant things. My god, I love it.
I have this amazing theory right now, and people are gonna hate me for saying it. I think.
Oh boy.
I think the showdown that Kylo Ren has in the next movie is gonna be with Finn. And I don't know, like, can I talk about the end of Star Wars at this point? Is that allowed?
Yeah. No,
I have it on
it's
Blu-ray
DVD,
now.
and honestly, if
it's
you haven't
allowed.
Seen it,
Okay.
I mean,
that's your fault, right?
Yeah,
I saw it 4
really
times before it left theaters, man. Get on my level. Yeah, so, and this, because obviously Finn gets his ass handed to him. His back is, like, destroyed. So not only is he going to be a cyborg by the start of the next movie, which is going to be awesome, and that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah,
I think that because when a certain character dies, when they're going through, like, showing everyone's reaction, Finn is the last reaction they show, looking at Kylo Ren, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they have their fight, and Finn gets his ass kicked. And I feel like in the next movie, he's going to be completely pissed off and just hunting down Kylo. And that's going to be their big showdown. And then Kylo's going to, like, win again. But, and I think Finn's going to, like, he's not going to be a Jedi, but he's going to have, like, something crazy. Like, he's going to bring, like, a rocket launcher or something. Like, good luck stopping that with a lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
Even if it hit your lightsaber, it would explode and maim your face. And Adam Driver's face already looks maimed, so it doesn't really matter. He can get more maimed. It'll be great. Yeah. And then he slowly turns into Snoke, and then goes back in time. He steals Spock's dark matter spaceship and goes back in time. That's what happens. Yeah. Absolutely. It'll be amazing.
Honestly, I don't like Kylo in Episode 7. I think he's more of a, like, he's a Darth Vader fanboy with friends with benefits with the Force. But that being said, he has a really good opportunity to be a really good villain in Episode 8.
The more times I watched him,
maybe something that can rival Darth Vader even.
The more times I watched him, the more I liked him. And and I've seen the movie a lot now. The only thing is, and I've talked to more people about this, and one of my friends actually put this in my head, and I think it would have worked, is they should have switched Adam Driver and Oscar Isaac's roles.
Who?
Oscar Isaac was Poe.
Oh.
I feel he plays Apocalypse in the X-Men movie, right? And I feel like he's just a better actor in general for that serious role. Adam Driver is very much a more comedy person.
What I like is they gave big roles to otherwise little-known actors. And that is something that Star Wars has always done, ever since Episode 4.
Yep, totally.
You know, you had a few big names in there, but you also had... some rather unknown guys, some small guys, like Mark Hamill, back before Episode 4.
He'd been, like, in, like, one war movie or something. I don't know.
He was, like, no one knows who he was, and now he's the Joker, basically. He's
retired now,
every single digital Joker ever since he first started, I think.
Yep.
So.
No, he's balling. Mark Hamill never got the credit he deserved. He did so much more than people think. You know, it wasn't just Star Wars. Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah, well no, voice actors never get credit unless you're what's his name?
Troy Baker,
Steve Plum,
or that guy.
Yeah,
or Tim Curry.
Or Tim Curry.
I love Tim Curry.
Where was he in? I'm trying to get into voice acting, so I'm trying to, like, figure out more big names in voice
Chances
acting.
are, if Tim Curry, if there's an animated character with a suave and deep voice, it's Tim Curry. That's all I'm trying to think about, like, a recent role, because he's just in everything, so it's hard to think about it, but he was the villain in Men in Black 3. I don't know if you saw that. That's just the last thing I remember.
That was Tim Curry?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Wow.
Men in Black 3 wasn't great, but Tim Curry was great.
I like Men in Black 3.
I thought it was all right.
I mean, I'm not like a hardcore moviegoer, but I liked it.
Yeah. Okay, I've got an interview to do now. That's going to be part of this podcast.
I see how it is.
And as much as I love interviewing you, I'm going to have to let you go. But
oh, fine.
Yeah, because this is still my podcast. But before we do that,
I see.
What we're going to do is...
This is my show. Get out.
That's the way it goes. I can be a diva if I want to. Yeah, before we go, though, obviously I'm going to let you plug your channel once again. And then I'll do the same because we're kind of sharing our viewership at the moment here. Sure. So, yeah, go for it, just for my benefit.
Well, I'm Nirukii. I'm playing through all the Star Wars games, as I said earlier. And my channel is youtube.com/Nirukii and twitch.tv/Nirukii. I do more stuff on my Twitch, so if you like seeing live shows there, go there. If you like my old stuff, YouTube is where it's at, so... And you are PattyJack?
Yeah, so I am PattyJack. That is my legit online name. So if you want to go check out my stuff, I do a lot of varied things. I'll do a little bit of serious topics, a lot of entertainment videos. I do a lot of like abridged versions. I'll shorten down the first hour of games and then just kind of cut them up and put in little comedic quotes. I do a lot of RPGs like Fallout and Skyrim, things like that. So if you want to go check me out, you can go over to youtube.com/IAmPattyJack. And that's where the majority of my content resides at the moment. So, yeah, that is the show for today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. And if you have any questions, you can go ask me or Nirukii at any point, I would assume. I assume he's fine with people asking him things. I'm going to put words in his
questions.
Mouth. Okay, so don't ask him anything.
How dare you be curious?
But I'm a pleasant person, so you can do that. And I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and have a wonderful day.